Okay. Hi, my name is Dr. Bob Folkart from the Chiropractic Health and Wellness Center. I just wanted to introduce you to our 12 resonant blends and the meridian balancing technique that I've devised. It releases unwanted emotions within the organs and the systems of the body to help with the healing process. So the first thing I like to do as a chiropractor, of course, is to open up the nervous system to allow the life force we call innate intelligence to flow all the way through the body to initiate a healing process. And then what we'll do is when we're finished that, I'll demonstrate for you how to balance the meridian fields by selecting the priority blend through bioenergetic testing procedure that I developed. And then we'll pick the priority blend and we'll release the emotion stored within that particular organ. And so the first thing we'll do then is we're going to take a look at, I always do a leg length analysis. Dr. Bunyan's leg length analysis I met him at CMCC 30 years ago when I was at school there. Very amazing man. He taught me this technique, and it teaches you the priority adjustment as well too. To me, it's important that you don't just adjust everywhere, that there's only certain segments, 3 plus or minus 2 is what I've always ever heard. And so it could be 1 to 3 adjustments maximum that you should do to allow for innate to express itself. Any more, they say, is an interference. So we have a short leg here, and we're having levels, so I'm going to adjust in the lower back in the L4 section. So we're going to check here through Main's theory on joint challenge, and so I'm finding a little bit of interference energetically here. So I'm just going to challenge this with Shannon. Do you find that tender there, Shannon, on either side?
Yeah, more on the right.
On the right. Okay, what if I go lower?
Nope.
Okay, so that's the one then, based on the joint challenge and what I found for leg length. So the priority is L4, lay on your right side. So we're going to adjust that L4. Just let you sit right there. Perfect. And then face down. Nice release there. Shannon's easy to adjust. Some patients are harder, we all know, but this is good. So now what I do after I've done the priority adjustment, I check what I call the neutral zone, and we're looking for interferences in the nerve pathways here that are related to the organs. So as I come down, I'm finding an energy change right here. It almost feels like my hand wants to drag, like there's no current flowing in that area, like a circuit breaker's blowing. So if I do feel this, the spine is just offline a bit, so we'll challenge that. Tender if I push in there, Shannon?
Yeah.
On more left or right?
The left.
Okay, what if I go lower?
A little bit.
What if I go higher?
No.
Okay, so we're going to do that one in the middle based on that joint challenge, and the pain signal is more predominant in the middle of the joint, so we're going to adjust that. That one there is T9 area. Just let that breathe out. Perfect. And then, so T9 is for the adrenal glands. And I'm just checking up here to make sure there's no tension up in the muscles. Sometimes we carry our emotions on our shoulders, so we may need to release there, but Shannon's pretty good in that area there. Okay, roll on your back, and we're going to check our atlas. Atlas is very important. A lot of chiropractors, that's all they do is adjust atlas because it's the go-to for everything. There's been more studies on upper cervical work for immune response, for enhanced immune, for allowing for the limbic system to clear to a higher conscious center activation. Huge for everything, just everything. So Atlas is always my go-to. It's the number one for allowing for the current of life to flow through. So of course, and her Atlas is out on the right side. We're just going to do a rotary on this one here, just like that, and we're going to do C2 on the left as well. There. So Shannon is cleared now on her pathways, on her neural pathways, which is number one. Now we want to balance the meridian fields about her to allow for what we call the invisible or etheric fields to establish themselves to allow for the physical field here to manifest itself and raise in vibratory rate to through a healing process that all of us practitioners can do through herbal homeopathic therapies, that kind of thing, lifestyle changes, live blood work, things like that we use, okay? So we're going to use this bioenergetic testing. A lot of people do this, they call it muscle testing. I like to call this bioenergetic resonance testing. So I go more spiritual. So I'm connecting right now innate to innate with this person here. And so I can go like this, and I'm going like this, and it's falling apart. And I'm doing that by allowing my innate to release itself or to connect. And so that way I can actually connect with her. So I have her now in that field. So it's no longer a muscle test, but innate to innate, more energetic testing. So what I'm going to do is just have her touch her chest. We're going to check for right and left brain balance, or right and left spin, whatever you want to call it. So she's going to bring her elbow up, and that stays strong, and elbow down. So then I'm going to have her take her hand away and just put it flat on her chest, and I'm going to ask, are Shannon's meridian fields balanced? And it goes weak, so that says no. And so we're going to go here now. There's on a chart I have, and they're all numbered. I used to use this and just scroll down and ask, but all I'm going to do now, because if we want to be quick sometimes, because we have a lot of patience, but and still have quality, so I'm just going to go count the numbers. So I'm going to go 1, I'm looking for a strong answer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 goes strong. 9, 10, 11, 12. 8. 8 will balance the meridian fields and release stored emotions. So we'll see what number 8 is. And number 8 is liver. And with the liver meridian, each one of these vials has an etheric word that can be used to formulate an affirmation. So for yours here, Shannon, it's going to be longevity.
Okay.
Okay? So we're going to look for number 8 in here. 7. And there's number 8. That's not it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. I went the wrong one. There it is. Okay. So now I'm going to have Shannon sit up. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 drops of this liver blend that we've created. And I did this creation, there's just 3 drops in there, through that bioenergetic testing too. And we used an old formula, basically from a good friend of mine, Dr. Cass from Physical Energetics, and some other friends. And we revised the formulas doing this testing, and then sent it to an aromatherapist, 20 years in practice, and she tweaked the formula, and we did it several times to get this perfect, vibrationally speaking, so that it would raise the vibratory rate and release the emotions. So I'm going to have Shannon take that now. Let me see for a sec. Oh, I just love the smell of these. This is like beautiful. And she's going to breathe that in through her nose, and deeply and slowly, and hold it for about 3 seconds. And then she's going to let that out through her mouth. And then she's going to do that 3 times. So that's going through the olfactory senses and right into the lungs to oxygenate and bring vital nutrients from the lifeblood of the plant, aromatherapy, into the system. And I can see myself with her now, like you can just see her energy changing. She's softening, her eyes are going soft, and she could probably feel that herself, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That was that 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now we're going to have her laid back, and we're going to do the emotional release technique now. So I'm going to take a little bit of this oil, and through applied kinesiology, right above the eye on both sides, 2 spots, are your emotional release points. I'm rubbing this in gently, clockwise, about 3 to 5 seconds, till you feel a bit of heat, or till you feel it's done. And then I'm going to take it and do this side here too. Some people are concerned when they apply oil straight to the skin. I've never had a problem in all the patients I've done lots of them, and I've never had a problem with anybody having a reaction. I guess with everything there is, but these oils are pretty pure. Ours are as pure as they come, and very high vibrational, so I don't think there's a problem doing that. If there is, then you can make change. You can add a carrier oil as a practitioner if you need to do that. Okay, so from there, so Shannon's going to think of her etheric word, longevity. I'm putting my fingers, one on each of these ESR points, and I'm going to take from a attunement process I learned from a seminar, or a series of seminars I took called The Divine Design of Man. And I'm hovering now, attuning over the heart, and I'm just holding very lightly on her ESR points. So this way we can stabilize the heart, and the heart can open up, so we can release the emotions through the heart, and they can come out in the form of love. Right now what I'm feeling is a pulse on the left side of her forehead, which is for the left brain. And we're always in left brain when we're analyzing the world, and that's what throws us off balance. It's pulsing very rapidly right now. There, now it's starting to slow down. and I'm feeling the heart start to open. And now I'm starting to feel the right side just pulse a little bit. It's coming to life. So now, there we go. Now they're both pulsing at the same. Now the right and left brain are communicating. And the heart is starting to open up and pulse pretty good too. And pretty soon, right there, now I'm feeling a heart rate in the ESR points that's matching up with the heart. And now it's going silent. And I'm feeling the release of the stored energy that we want to, that gets in the way of the healing process, the emotional energy that's stored. The body does that naturally, innately speaking, to avoid brain overload or from cognitive dissonance. If the brain is overloaded, then we cannot participate in life in a creative manner. So, in order to protect ourselves, it's stored in the organs and tissues, and yet it causes health problems. So we want to get that out. So now I'm feeling a complete clearing, and from my point of view, I'm looking at, I can see the auric resonance and the meridian fields. I can sense them around her body. Takes a bit to get to that point for a lot of people. You might not feel that, but you will feel the other things, and when Shannon gets up there, she'll be completely released. And she's still thinking about her affirmation. She's created a sentence with that etheric word. Longevity. There we go. Kind of like I feel like a silence, a letting go. Like calm after a storm. Good, okay. And then we're going to help her up. And then what we'll do with the last little bit here is Shannon will just take it on her fingertips there, and she'll just take that and apply wherever she wants, like on her face or her chin, or on her, like what she's doing on her arms, like that. And then she'll be able to think of her word for the rest of the day. And then what I'll do is I'll just take a Kleenex here, and I'm going to just take this and I'm going to add the last little bit to the Kleenex and give this to Shannon. And then she can think of her word when she's having maybe a little bit of an overwhelming part of her day, and that'll help her to stay centered and stay balanced and to release stored unwanted emotions. So the liver, as we all know, like houses anger, and the gallbladder frustration. So there's a couple of things that may be going on in Shannon's life right now that she may not understand, but in that form of anger to different degrees. And so that's released now. She can feel like a sense of peace. How are you feeling, Shannon?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel very relaxed.
Yeah, you can see your eyes are all clear crystal now, and you got a nice pink complexion on you there.
Yeah.
Good. So this is what this does, and I find that it's long lasting. And when the patients come back in, we test them again. Sometimes it changes to another one, and sometimes it stays at that same one. And so then we encourage the patients to purchase the resonant blends, and they can take those, and we teach them how to do the homework, like similar technique at home. They can do it on a daily basis. They can take the aroma to bed with them when they're sleeping. And then if they want to have a nice hot bath, they can take all the 12 blends and they can put 3 to 5 drops in a bath, immerse themselves, do a breathing technique so they can connect with their inner self, to their core essence, and then just discover who they really are in a spiritual point of view deep down in the core of their being. So it's a very, very powerful technique. It's very, very complementary to anybody, any practitioner whatsoever, by balancing the meridian fields, and it'll pave the way for a more